Johaggis is not at his chair. Well, I'm going to get the deck lists up. Let's see. xCyBerZz and Shaggy. So we've already seen Shaggy's lists. We have not seen xCyBerZz at all, I think. Yeah. Let's see. How's everything looking? Okay, so xCyBerZz brought Uprising, Formation, Overwhelming Hunger, and Second Wind. This, let's see, anything weird about any of these lists? He's playing an Uprising list that has Surrender. He's playing a Heatwave. Heatwave's a little bit out there. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. Frigates, Egmont, Anna. Some engines, some mid-range cards. One Trident infantry. Yeah. Looks like an Uprising list. War Formation. We've got Masquerade Ball, Usurper, Vincent, Brothens, Ramen, Invo, Fergus. We've got Devotion, One Amnesty, one Van Morlum Hunter, no Danes in the bronzes. So for proactive plays, we've got Enforcers, Magnes, potentially Tortoise. Both Skelliges have been banned. xCyBerZz is going to be going second. So xCyBerZz is on the red coin. Overwhelming Hunger with Haunt, Oberon, Yigern. Let's see, for Death Wishes, he has Werecat, Detlaf, Maruna. There is no Corinthier in this list. And also, fewer natural consumes. There are no consumes in his bronzes, I believe. Yeah, so if he wants to consume things, it is just through Leader and through Haunt. So if the Haunt gets Bomb Heavered, there are no more... There's not enough consumes for Werecat, Maruna, and both Detlafs. He's playing the Red Riders Winter Queen package. He is Devotion. He's got NL Conquerors. Yeah, and there's Skellige lists that, yet again, don't matter. If we look back at Shaggy's lists, we saw these earlier. Hey!
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
I am about to sit down. It'll be very exciting.
Oh boy. We were just talking about the lists for xCyBerZz. Do you have anything you want to weigh in if you've seen the lists?
Sure. Yeah, let me pull them up real quick. Shaggy, we've seen, so I imagine you skipped that.
I didn't skip it, but we're going to talk about that after, if we still have time.
Sure. Okay. CB was saying invites are out, so that might, we might be a little shy on time.
Yeah.
Here, I'll look at your stream for this one.
Yeah, and then, yeah. So he's playing Overwhelming Hunger with Haunt, Oberon, Red Riders, Winter Queen, lots of weird stuff.
Yeah, that is definitely an interesting take. Super high risk. I think I heard you mention that the also no beast. What is with this? Anyways.
No Corinthier though.
Yeah, still.
Okay, we have our invite.
I'm always surprised to not see it. Yeah, very high risk. Definitely does not do well against Bomb Heaver. But dodges the Heaver. That Haunt can play for a lot of points.
Yeah, definitely. Shaggy's lists did have Heaver. I shouldn't be switching. I don't remember. I think he had Heaver in some of his lists. Was Uprising one of them? Yeah.
Yes.
So we are going to get Heaver against this Haunt deck. There is no way to protect this Haunt. And if this Haunt doesn't live, not only is he losing his scenario, but this one less consumed he has in his deck. The only consumes are from his leader and from the Haunt.
Yeah, true. There's a Heaver in the Etherealist as well.
Okay, cool.
Which,
So yeah,
of course,
might be tough to get
runs
this
on
monster stick to.
Neuromancy. So, in fact, both of these run on Neuromancy. So, Shaggy does have access to Heavers decent amount of the time. However, no Haunt, no Heaver this round, so that interaction is gonna have to wait. Now, does this overwhelming hunger list have actual removal, or is it just the value from Red Riders and whatnot?
Let's see. Is there? There's
He's
a
got
natural
Maruna.
selection. There is Maruna. Yeah, not a lot of removal. Looks like he's just trying to play a bunch of points.
Yeah. I think Shaggy is currently checking to see whether there's
Yeah.
removal.
This just lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
The worst thing that
definitely
can
a
happen
terrifying
is
position.
like later in the round you get werecatted on all your volunteers. And that's, I mean, whatever.
That's whatever.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen. Sure.
Yeah, then that just means your other frigates volunteers, get to hang out.
Yep.
Oh, I love the premium and Carrack frigate. This like splitting water just looks really nice.
Yeah, Cyber's missing his Indrega larvas, so if he wants to thrive, he just has this Bruxa. And I guess the Red Riders, that gets Winter Queen, is technically a thrive unit as well. But does just play Bruxa down.
I imagine we just see the Cupthurko on the other side of this, which will probably eat a natural selection, but that is a trade that I'm sure Shaggy is very willing to make.
Yep. Then what do we do for the soldier after that? Are we AA?
Assault, probably, yeah.
AA for, I guess we can just get a World Guards.
Oh, we do have a Neuromancy in Shaggy's hand.
Ooh, and he
it looks like he's actually going for Assault first.
Yeah.
As there is no answer to this, that means that pretty much everything he plays is going to stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough round for xCyBerZz to really contest.
Yeah, and with no real removal in the deck, it might be tough to. Because there's no Anna in Shaggy's list, so
yeah,
not as engine heavy as some of the other NR decks we've seen.
Fair. Yeah, playing both a Neuromancy and Amphibious Assault with Draug definitely makes it gonna play a little less boosty and a little more I guess into Draug and whatnot.
Yep, we see the Red Riders pulling the Winter Queen from the deck. Now this moving the frigate off the row. Interesting. So letting
That's pretty good.
Yeah. This is definitely way better. Like normally you would consider moving like the Mauler to deny the order, but putting this double frigate on the ranged row denies so much value from both of the frigates.
Yeah.
I like how fast these guys are playing. This is great.
Yeah, right? So it does look like Shaggy's looking for an exit now. Although I could also see him playing like Voimir this round. And Neuromancy into Scytheman or something.
Yeah,
he doesn't have Scytheman, just kidding.
Yeah, just playing his cards that he can play.
Sees Haunt.
Haunt.
That is interesting. Because we do have the answer for it in hand.
We do have the Neuromancy. Interesting.
And Maruna is probably not great this round. What was xCyBerZz looking to see with this Haunt? Or with this Naglfar? Like, is this what he wanted? Or was he looking for Werecat or Goliath or Apiary
it's
and Phantom
just
or something?
Phantom and Werecat aside from these two. I imagine the Haunt
He was looking for either of those.
Sort of what he wants. No? Okay. Just takes the Maruna.
Consumes it, and yoinks it too. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to be better, let's be real.
Yeah. So now, do you think we see an Neuromancy here, or are we just gonna get that sick Voimir value while the getting's good?
Playing the Voimir now does play around the potential for Werecat.
True.
Yep.
Wow, that is a 12-point Voimir.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
Now, as far as follow-up goes...
Not a ton of it.
Yeah, he can like a Neuromancy for...
Vissigard?
Yeah.
But you kind of want to keep that for your Draug round.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's also not easy from a xCyBerZz perspective. He's just running out his level 1 Oberon.
Just random Oberon.
Eh?
Sorry, I want to clarify. The Oberon is not a random deck inclusion. It is a random wild hunt unit. That actually doesn't get him ahead. That only ties it. But you kind of figure Shaggy wants to keep going a little bit.
Yeah.
I think there's a decent chance he does just Oniromancy for Vissigard then. I mean, Vissigard plays for, what is that?
Seems like the
11
natural
charges? A 16
Yeah.
point? No, more than 16 because it's killing Egern. It would be a 21 point Vissigard.
play. Mm-hmm.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at.
It's pretty nice. But maybe he doesn't want to waste the Visigard. He's definitely thinking a lot here. It is. He does basically have his whole deck in his hand, so there's a lot of decides to
And
take
he
the
does
pass.
take the pass. No,
Interesting.
xCyBerZz could now decide just enter into a 7-card round 2, and that's just that.
Yeah, true.
Or he could drop natural selection and win, which it does look like is what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little curious about this because I actually kind of figured xCyBerZz might be looking for a shorter round, but maybe he figures that he can bleed better than he can do in a 7-card round.
Possibly. We do know Haunt is on top of his deck, right? Nagelhard?
Yeah.
So he knows he has at least the potential to push because he has guaranteed Haunt plus Detlef plus Goyat.
Yeah.
Now, there is a bomb here, so we know this Haunt's not going to do anything. But he doesn't necessarily know that.
Right, because we haven't seen the Oniromancy yet.
Exactly.
In fact, maybe that's part of Shaggy's plan, right? Like, if he hasn't shown the Oniromancy, he could bait a Haunt that he can trade up to.
True.
Is that a Temple Guard or a Ballista?
I
Ballista.
see a Ballista, yeah.
Alright, let's see what happens. I mean, you
Indeed.
gotta imagine there's a push this round. Something like Larva, Phantom, Haunt, Detlef.
I can't imagine he wants to go into a long round against Draug.
Yeah. The only problem is if he does lose his card here, he doesn't have much short round power, except for Detlef, I guess, because Oswald just gets reset if he loses card advantage.
True. So the larvas do come down. Are we going to see the Falibor like we have seen so many times before this tournament?
I mean, it doesn't really get better in this matchup.
But you've seen so many snap Falibors on larvas that
True.
I feel like it just had to come down there.
I wonder if we'll see like AA for Vissigard with 1 leader charge on Falibor to just kill the other one. Probably more likely Ballista, but that'd be kind of fun.
Getting down the engines, and I've got a Thrive and an Aparian Phantom ticking. Are we just gonna like play Ballista? Be really low commitment.
Could also do a Dahlia into Caravan Vanguard.
True.
That's a bit higher commitment though, and he might want to be a little low commitment this round.
Ballista just kills the larva, assuming it lives.
True.
Ooh, the leader charge. Playing
what is
around.
that leader charge for? Oh, duh, Phantom. The card on the board.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, we've already seen Maruna anyway, so the risk there is pretty low.
A Haunt comes down, and I can't imagine we're seeing anything other than a Neuromancy for Bomb Heaver.
Well,
Yeah.
that was pretty fast. And he pulls Pellet. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Yeah. That would be tragic. Yeah. That's a pretty clean answer there. Here's a thing, here's the only answer.
Yep.
No frenzied doubts today.
He's really considering what row he wants to play this on, besides melee.
Which probably indicates he's not trying to Drow.
I mean, he doesn't have access to Draug.
That's true. But xCyBerZz might not know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty big one.
So it
goes up by 8 or so, which means Adalia can still get ahead by playing the single Vanguard. I imagine that's what we see here. Amphibious Assault being just a very high value card in any round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the options on AA right now? We've got, yeah, Mauler, Royal Guards, Temple Guard, Ballista, Kara Cutthroat, Vizigard.
We got options.
We do have options.
I mean, maybe he wants to save that Adalia, hoping to get like some sort of drag value next round. It does look like he's going for the Amphibious Assault instead. Kind of curious what he selects here. Just goes for a Ballista, which is just a solid, what is that? It's got another 3 points attached to it, so 11-point play.
Yep. Damages the unit that doesn't have any boost on it, that is unlikely to become the Baron target.
Right. I kind of figure we're going to see a Detloff here, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah. Detlef has... Man, it's all so sad. It's all so sad. Detlef's distribution. I guess this way you get to save a leader charge and not have to... You just doesn't do anything around 3. Yeah, there's caravans. That's fine.
Up by almost 20 points.
Yeah, it's a big gap.
Yeah, now, how much is Shaggy's leader worth right now? If he plays, say, Caravan Vega... Oh, using the Phantom to deny more stuff, going 19 points up. So we got 2 from Ballista, potentially 9 from Adalia, and some amount from leader after that was at 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that does get him exactly ahead.
Wait, does it really?
And you got to imagine he's willing to commit leader to keep card advantage here.
Yeah, probably. Wow.
The only remaining way that Shaggy or that xCyBerZz gets more. Oh, he actually commits Baron instead, which does require him to still use leader if he wants to get ahead here, but he might be okay not ahead.
Yeah.
I guess it surprises me that he chose that instead of Adalia, but maybe figures that if he's drawing into a Neuromancy anyways, he's guaranteed Draug and the bodies are more important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe... Yeah, I don't know.
Does Oswald get xCyBerZz ahead if he were to use it right now?
Oswald's 14, no thrives.
14, no thrive, puts him 10 points up, but then the 2 bleeding ticks puts him 8 points up, so no, it does not. Oswald would be throwing the game right here. Not that I think he has a great chance, given what Shaggy has, but yeah, he's going for it on the off chance that Shaggy can't make this up on 1 card, which would give him a much better chance. Oh, goes for the consume. That changes things.
This gets both cards.
Yep. Yeah, now it's both cards. That is quite good for him. Unfortunately, not much left in xCyBerZz's deck. His points cap out of basically in Dragolarva, Conqueror.
Yeah, but he kept his card. And,
But he kept...
Yeah,
but it does mean that he's not going to face like a quadrillion point Draug next turn.
Yeah, the round's really short too, so what's Draug going to transform? Like, maybe you have Caravan Vanguard plus Draug. I mean, you can't even have, like, Vanguard Reinforcements Draug, because you wouldn't have a window to play the Draug.
Oh my god, these hands. And I assume you kick Reinforcements too, right? That card ain't worth anything.
You can Nero for
Caravan Vanguard. He does actually draw Caravan Vanguard. So he can now Nero for Reinforcements, which does seem like the better way to do that. Oh no, he kept Reinforcements.
Yeah, he kept Reinforcements, kicked the Temple card.
Right, fair enough. Okay, that makes sense.
So this was the ideal hand that we were just talking about. Unfortunately, you can't go Caravan Vanguard, Reinforcements, Draug.
No, but you can go Caravan, Reinforcements, Vizigard, which is still pretty good. Yeah. It'll be like a, what is that, like
6, 9, 8?
8-point Vizigard?
Yeah. 698 is bigger than 667, so I believe Shaggy's gonna take this.
Yeah, unless Shaggy does something absolutely baffling.
I think even if he were to play this in the worst order possible, he still wins.
Oniro Drag first, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nero
he's chilling
Drow,
with that.
Caravan wins.
Oniro Peller does not, however.
True.
If you
Ties?
reinforcements the
Oh,
Peller.
you reinforce. Okay. Okay. Got me.
There is a way in which Shaggy loses this, but Shaggy is not the person who would lose this.
And these rounds are easy to math. They're great. You just look at the hands. One player very obviously wins.
Yeah. Cybers could have had, I believe, one more point this round. I mean, he can do the math and figure out that he loses. He knows there's an Oniromancy in Shaggy's hand.
He could have had
thus,
Larva, Conqueror.
that's the same number of points, though.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-card rounds, man. 3-card rounds suck.
I mean, they suck when no one has golds that are worth anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that was a game.
Yeah, that was a very intense bleed. I don't think there was a really good way for Cybers to win that, but I do respect the choice to use the overwhelming hunger charge after using Osriel. I think he just had to keep the Osriel in hope, but I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been a bold hope too.
Yeah, it's all hindsight in that point.
At the point where you've seen Baron come out, you have to imagine the last two cards are pretty good.
Yeah.
So this does make it 1-0 in Shaggy's favor. Oh wow, the next match is already there. That was quick.
Very, very quick.
Just
that is
like
one thing that's
their
great
plays.
about Observer, is we do get into the games lightning fast.
Yeah.
As long as
Really
there's no
enjoying
bugs.
that. As long as it doesn't just randomly cancel.
And none of the other casters hit F5 and break the whole tournament.
Right? So that was Shaggy on blue with Uprising, which is the name of this tournament. And now we're looking at Shaggy on red with Ethereal, which is the other sort of big strategy we're seeing a lot of.
And Cybers on NR on blue.
Yep, as is tradition.
Very careful
right,
F4
I'm gonna
press.
very carefully press F4. Alright. Perspectives properly switched.
Mm-hmm. Now, both players just taking mulligans. Shaggy has the Ethereal already. We've been seeing a lot of people in this tournament not willing to play their Ethereal in round one, and then end up having the Ethereal just forced out of them with like 3 cards remaining in the round, and the Ethereal not playing for enough value. Hopefully that's not what we see again here.
I suppose if Ethereal gets 2 transforms it's for 9, which is not really fantastic.
Yeah, it's not what you want to get out of
and
it.
1 transform is just a bad card.
Yeah, 1 transform it's only playing for 7.
God, Gurnikor is gross. What an assly disgusting leader. But fun one to play as. Yeah, so I'm kind of not. Is this just Cybers looking at the deck list and seeing if anything beats Frigate?
Probably. It's kind of the name of the game here, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's Frigate, and he's determining if he has to use TA, but
there is a Parasite, but I guess he's just not worried about it.
Well, there it is. I don't know about that one, Cybers. I guess he was holding. Oh, you know what? It's because he wanted to see if he could TA the drummer instead, or TA the perhaps the Radovic's Royal Guards.
TA something that dies to a natural selection, whereas something's always gonna get killed by Parasite.
Fair enough. But now with his Eagern around, Shaggy is actually free to kill whatever the TA target is with Wrath.
Yep. Just getting the Royal Guards down, still holding on to the drummer. I guess this lets us play Tridem melee. Just taking the natural selection. Yep.
Yep. I do imagine this heat wave is coming down at some point this round, but he's holding it for some reason. I guess so he can establish engines first. There's no rush to get rid of the Eagern.
Exactly. No.
The one thing is that we happen to know that makes his
Wrath.
his Wrath very much online.
Yeah. I feel like you still just want to get your engines down, make sure you have points ticking. Especially since you'd be disabled, not only not establishing an engine for a turn, but losing points on the carrack frigate.
Sure.
Do you see TA coming down? We'll see if Shaggy wants to take this Wrath.
The Wrath would be pretty decent. I mean, forcing just more soldiers onto that row, which he can eventually lacerate, is always good. The Beast is also a consideration here, or he could drop Phantom if he wants to get another engine of his own ticking. But yeah, I think Wrath makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Fortunately for xCyBerZz, there are plenty of soldiers chilling in the sand. The Triton's not looking so great now, but there's still this Carrack Cutthroat. You can very easily just get plopped down on the range draw for the formation point.
True. Yeah, and xCyBerZz is playing definitely one of the more engine-heavy NR lists, as I think you mentioned earlier. And it's gonna be interesting to see how he tries to. I mean, he definitely has to get out of this round, but it's gonna be interesting to see if he's going to be able to overcome the ethereal power.
Yep, AA comes down, pull in Temerian Drummer, re-enabling this Trident Infantry potentially.
Could work, could work. We do see the Beast now making an entrance, getting those 2 points a turn. Just just get those points.
No easy way to deal with this and the Yikon. So, yep, you see the Trident. Make some more volunteers. And we've got 4 points a turn against 2 points per turn from the Beast. Still got that Heat Wave in reserves too, to answer that Yikon or whatever.
Yeah, true. You also kind of gotta hope, if you're a xCyBerZz, that, and perhaps this is why you take the Heat Wave, like now, to make sure that you don't just ping a bunch of armor that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Though there is potentially an argument to want to not waste the Heat Wave. There are cards like a Goliath and does just take it now.
I don't know if holding it for Goliath is better than getting rid of Yigern.
If you think you're winning the round anyway, but with the lacerate, you're gonna have to take it no matter what.
True.
So Beast not growing this turn.
No, the Phantom does. Beast also won't grow next turn, which means that there is actually a pass here potentially. But I think Shaggy's probably okay with that. Yeah. Cyber is really coming down to the wire here. Last 3 cards, he's got one bad one that he's probably fine committing, and then 2 he's probably okay committing the Visigoth as well. The Baron would feel a little rough. Considering how many good Baron targets there are later.
Yeah, this Cutthroat's pretty terrible on this board. You don't want to bleed this Beast. You can't bleed this Phantom, and the other unit's just a 1.
Also, just like, there really isn't a lot of time for bleeding anymore.
Exactly. So if you want to get full value, I guess you can play it on the range drone now, so it's boosted if you potentially have to commit the Visigoth, but...
Yeah.
Same number of points.
Not your fave.
Yeah, not
xCyBerZz considering if he wants to actually just take this pass instead, because this is an option.
Yeah.
Does eventually decide to commit the Cutthroat.
I feel like you just don't want to let this Johaggis deck win round 1. Like, and again, we see this Ethereal just chilling in Shaggy's hands, not able to have a round where it does what it wants to do.
Fair. Now the Phantom is on the wrong side of the Beast, right?
Yes.
So Phantom ticks afterwards, which is a little awkward, because otherwise we might have a better pressure this particular turn, but oh well.
Yep. That is a better bleed. I imagine we're willing to play this Visigoth, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wins the round, probably.
Yeah, there's no more frigates left. There's no Caravan Vanguards. He's not going to have a ton of boosted units later.
Not to mention just, like, you need to win, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Does end up bleeding the Beast. I guess he's going to potentially use a leader charge and kill the Noonwraith? Because you have to imagine that's the only reason he wouldn't bleed the Noonwraith.
That makes sense.
Although, with the number of turns left in this round, it might have been a consideration to instead... Wait, what? Oh, he's playing around Glusty, I guess?
Mm-hmm. That, Guess makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
So Glusty plus max leader charges. I mean, he's got Baron. I guess last play he can pass here. Yeah, okay, sure. Here we are.
Yeah.
But like, why use the leader charge for the Visigood? Why not just play the Visigood and save your leader charge? Do you really need the extra 1 point? You can just leave the
Yeah,
Noonwraith at 3.
I guess maybe he used the leader charge and then reconsidered.
Maybe.
Man, that was definitely a round in which everyone just played a bunch of bronzes. There were a couple better cards, but Shaggy spent, I guess, a little bit more. But probably doesn't hate how the round went, given that both frigates are gone now.
Yeah, yeah. Frigate, not an easy card to deal with in this matchup.
Uh-oh, I've got a Bomb Eater stuck.
Uh-oh.
Maybe if I look at him, he'll go away. Nope.
Try opening up the decks again during the mulligan phase. That worked for me before. Because I think that's when cards get bugged.
He disappeared during the beginning of the card draw. Whew, these hands.
Yeah, both players got a lot of stuff. xCyBerZz is missing his Anna, Surrender, and Neuromancy Falibor. Just get some bronzes.
Looks like Shaggy is considering his last mulligan. I don't imagine there's a lot of purification he needs. Oh, did he just... No, never mind. Is this an actual Taskmaster? Did he just... Wait, he only plays one. Oh god, I'm so confused. Is that actually an Indraga Warrior?
I am not sure.
Okay, I think it's an Indraga Warrior. I think he kicked the Taskmaster that is considering taking another mulligan.
Yeah.
He did not in the end. So he has access to Ozrel off of Neuromancy and Mist, Goliath, and Wisp's Tribute. But time to set up the Ethereal.
Yeah, this is a... I don't believe we have a way to just kill the Ethereal. There's no way to play 2 cards in 1 turn. There's no way to deal 4 and 4 again. So it looks like this is just going to tick the entire round.
Yeah, seems like it. Which is quite a few points.
Yep.
Although there is this competing card strategy, so there's that too. I imagine we'll see like the Noonwraith show or the Night Wraith show up on like the left side of the Ethereals, and possibly see that consumed afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Just looks provide like a bunch of rat bodies.
Yeah, it looks like the conflict between Glusty and Ethereal won't be too big of a problem this game. Unlike the last game where we saw both Glusty and Ethereal in the same round 3, where the Glusty just ended up playing for a sad 6 points.
Yeah, true.
The proactive Edmund.
So I imagine that he's thinking that Shaggy could have another natural selection, and he didn't want to play the Mauler first as the consequence.
Yep.
And it's not like he actually loses points by playing Egg earlier. Nope, never mind. Okay. I guess he...
Wait, are we just like
really
letting this grow?
Yeah, I think so.
There's no answer.
I don't actually hate that. I think that's kind of clever.
The worst that can happen is it gets natural selections, and then
at
we
which
just
point
let it
it's
grow
just
more.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Well, even better than that, it goes to 5
cool.
again before you're done.
Before time is up, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I can get behind this. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
This does mean that now we're not going to use Eggman to protect our Aether Mauler, but that probably won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, he also still could. Like, he could always play Mauler a little later.
True, true.
Uh...
Oh, we can just use the Anna. Oh, even better.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure why he, like, split up his boost, then assault, then boost again, but this is fine.
It worked, it worked.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too hard.
xCyBerZz looking to be in a pretty solid position here, though. The Ethereals are obviously still ticking for a lot, but this is a very scary Onsace and Egmont.
Mm-hmm. And this is the check for the natural selection. It's just the Imlerith.
Imlerith, yeah. But man, this he doesn't even need like the Baron really to reset anything.
Yeah, it's a big points gap, but man, this is a lot of value being generated. Ethereal's 3 points per turn, but so is Anna plus Egmont. And there's this Prince just growing and growing and
14-point
growing.
Prince on Sace. Oh my. Whew. So I imagine that Shaggy doesn't even look for Ozreal anymore, right? Maybe just looks for Whispus.
Oh man, maybe.
Although I mean, Glutzy's gonna eat a massive beating anyways.
This is,
Like, you've
yeah.
already got a 9 that can get reset. I don't know.
Well, the Glusty's not going to be that big. I think the Glusty consumes 1 token.
No, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, it did conflict with the Ethereal again.
Yeah, I guess he could pull like an Arrakis Nest back row, but then like you still get reset and dueled.
I can't help but feel like these Ethereals need to be committed earlier.
Yeah.
This Nest, okay. It's a... Oh.
What?
If he put it in the back, he wouldn't have space for Glusty.
Oh, fair. I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That's
Is that better than natural selection?
I'm not sure. Anyway, how many points is this going to be?
Approximately 10 trillion.
Approximately a lot.
Yeah.
That
was not especially close.
It was closer than I thought it was gonna be.
Fair.
I thought it was gonna be over 20.
Well, that puts it at 1-1 now.
1-1.
Cyber is just overpowering Shaggy with when he ran out of removal with a absolutely massive Onsace. That Onsace in other worlds might have been worth a 5-point duel. In this case, it was 12.
That Anses was crazy. That was such a good call. Lead on Egmond,
Yeah.
play Anses, onto the melee row. Not for Zeal, but just so that Egmond can buff it. That is not a play I think most people would see.
Yeah, true. I definitely have played Egmond on the range row before as just a bad drum or an expensive drummer. Just feel like I kind of need these boosts a lot, like to be in the right spot rather than just him doing 3 damage. So this puts now both an Ardex through the blue coin monsters. So we are now left with 2 Nilfgaard decks, right? CyBerZz also has Nilfgaard.
The game just canceled on me. Did it cancel on you?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Let us message the caster chat.
Yeah.
Or maybe Future Games is actually better for this.
Yeah, I don't know what channel it's supposed to go in. I'll let you do it.
Oh.
What? Did you get in game? Oh, okay.
No, it crashed.
The opposite. Well, you say we good, but we're not good. We still need another.
Well, I just like I don't have to like possibly break things.
Sure.
Things are already broken.
Uh-oh. Looks like they're having trouble too.
Okay. Coin is wrong.
Might be a while before we get into game. Looks like there's a couple of things that they've got to sort out. So while we are
is going far, man.
No, we gotta.
He and Mobius are fighting. Great.
We got an invite already. Never mind.
So Unforgiven and Mobius now vying for the semifinal spot in the winners bracket. Whereas we are in losers round 2. Man, There are 6 rounds of the losers bracket. My God.
This bracket is crazy in a 16-man tournament.
Yeah.
And we see Johaggis against Overwhelming Hunger, as I forget the name of that leader. I have to mouse over it.
Araka Swarm, I think.
Overwhelming Hunger was the one I forgot.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I had to mouse over it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Overwhelming Hunger. Wait, what's it actually called? I'm like,
Nah, I was like pausing to try to buy time.
I see.
So we've got a double larva, but we're against the Glusty Warp deck. And
Blue Coin Ethereal. Oh
yeah?
man.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that yet. I'm inclined to say that xCyBerZz is pretty heavily favored in this matchup though. Like, I don't really see a good way that Shaggy gets out of round 1 without burning Ethereal.
There's a Bomb Heaver in Shaggy's list, and there is Glusty Warp for Larva, but usually in these matchups, I'm heavily favoring the side that has Glusty Warp.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess Glusty Warp can just say, oh, I'm out of round 1.
Because this round's over, right? He just plays the Glusty.
Yeah, probably. That is a funny... And hey, wait. That, actually, means that he doesn't have competing packages.
Exactly. We finally get rid of the Glusty in round 1.
Level.
We'll see if he takes it. He's thinking about it.
Did he just select his leader?
I don't know what's going on.
So, okay, if he selects his leader, I think he's thinking about how much do I want to put into this Glusty. I mean, Glusty here is literally 10 points over Larva. That's...
Yeah,
that's nuts.
The most brutal trade against Larva in the game. Ooh, opts to not. Saving the Glusty for later. Oh my god. Well...
No, you can't use this.
I mean, Shaggy is on blue. xCyBerZz is just saying, I don't care. I don't want this card later, because if I keep it for later, I get Glusty later and then just lose. At least let's do this while you're not getting card advantage out of it.
Oh, man.
It does make him have it, too.
Oh, I don't know if I could resist the temptation.
Oh my god, he's still thinking about it. This is... Wow.
He's like, do I just definitively win this round no matter what?
It would be...
Look at it, he's hovering the larva, he's like, oh...
It's a Neuromancy, too. You get another one of those later.
Right, but he doesn't get another Glusty Warp later. Ah, he's deciding this is gonna be it.
But Glusty Warp has been consistently bad in, like, every game we've seen it. This is the first good Glusty we've seen, and this is, like, the best card we've seen the entire tournament. I don't think we've seen a bigger blowout of a card than this Glusty Warp.
So if you're Shaggy, you just pass, right? Like...
yeah. I don't know how much he cares about round control.
There's no way that xCyBerZz makes this up in, like, even 2 cards. And he's probably favored in the long round, right?
God, does this actually get card advantage? Hold up. So, Goliath is...
He's 30... He's like 30 points up.
He's at effectively 9, 10, 11 right now. So, Goliath puts him to 21. Double... what is this thing? Conqueror? I mean, you could always just play the Red Riders, right? Red Riders definitely works.
Red Riders is 4, 8, 12 points.
Yeah, and then you get Thrives. Yeah. Red Riders, Conqueror might work.
Shaggy's definitely thinking about this pass, though. He takes it.
Does take it.
Oh, man. He does require some serious resource commitment from xCyBerZz to literally not go 4 cards down.
Not too bad. And we are just seeing the Red Riders come out. So Red Riders, I think Conqueror. Does Conqueror click Phantom work? 14, 15, 16, 17.
I think you do Goliath to graveyard a little bit. But yeah, Conqueror does it.
Yeah.
Cool. So
this doesn't work. It was 1 short if you went Conqueror. Because you could have clicked Phantom.
True.
Which gets 2 more. Or maybe Phantom's only one more. It takes twice.
Oh my god, dude. Like,
Anyway.
what a crazy round one. Oh,
We've
3
finally
cards
seen
to
a good
catch up.
Glusty Warp.
Well, I mean, now we just have our Gurney able to do, or Shaggy able to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, so Werecat's gonna be big against the Ethereals in a long round.
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any gauge for who wins this now. But I do have a gauge for whether or not someone's dry passing.
Yeah, I would be shocked if we saw the player on 7 cards play any additional cards. Yeah, instant pass.
So what do you play here if you're Shaggy?
That is a good question. You could...
Because, like, you presumably want to... Like, there's basically no removal in Cyber's list, right?
There's the Werecat that answers, like, your Arrakis Nest, if you want to just thin that out with the Wispus, potentially.
Sure, but, like, there's no real punishment for him playing, like, Eagern and Goliath next round, right? And he can open with Ozrel to deny the,
Yep.
To deny his opponent's Goliath Ozrel.
Yep.
And then he's always got Wrath if he decides to, like, play Eagern and eat it later.
Sounds correct.
Maybe you just thin out an organic with the Wispus.
Yeah, it does saying potentially just discard Parasite, leader charge. Okay. What does Parasite do? Parasite
kills Oberon. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom's already been used. There's no like ticking engines that you can kill with it. Both larvas obviously out of the picture.
Those poor larvas. They never stood a chance.
They never did. Wow, it's very high-powered hands from both players.
Yeah, this is what you want to see. This is what you want to see.
Shaggy digging for either Imlerith or Ethereal, and so that he has everything. Although that Lacerate
might be bigger
good.
than either of those cards.
But he can always get Lacerate off of his Wispus.
Oh, true. He didn't play it. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I imagine he's kicking it, looking for one of his golds, but he might be concerned that he'll just like pull up something worse, like a Taskmaster. Opts to keep it.
Does keep it.
Yeah, definitely very high-powered hands all around.
Yeah, I don't even know what you want.
Does he immediately Ozrel to yoink that Goliath out of there?
I feel like that makes sense. Nothing tall is going to die, and you are denying 3 points on the Ozrel. There's no thrives to worry about. You are losing a little bit of value on your Parian Phantom, but yeah, besides it's worth it to deny any potential points in the opponent's Ozrel.
This is definitely going to be a pretty engine-heavy round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now xCyBerZz could just play his Yigern out? No, there's I mean, if you play the Yigern out, you don't care if it gets craft because it gives you your Ozrel target. Which, like, you can do that whenever. He does just run the Yigern out. Okay.
Just give it max armor.
Yeah, not a ton of things you want to do here. I guess playing the Yigern also gives you dominance for your Oberon. Increases the value of that pool a bit.
True. When does Shaggy want to play his Yigern? Is he just going to play it now? When does he want to play his Ethereal? There are like 4 cards he has to play as soon as possible.
Yeah. Decides to go for the one that is worth the most points. Now, he has no consumes, right?
No, so if it were to get, like, locked or something.
Well, also, Oberon into movement moves this Ozrel into that row.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's no way to get a consume either, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any access to consumes. I think if he rolls Oberon into movement, that just doesn't go for it yet. Option's still on the table later.
I mean, yeah, that gets heavered every time.
Yeah, that's...
Kind of curious as to why Shaggy used, like, a couple of charges immediately. Was he, like, trying to bait the Werecat or something?
I am not sure. Maybe. I'm not sure if that would ever work, but
Fair.
I can't think of any other reason why.
Now, if Shaggy plays Eager in the front row, there is an option to just Red Riders front row and trade evenly.
Yeah, we are at the point
Or
where...
even up to, I think.
The only
Yeah, having no
concern
consumes
there...
is actually proving a little,
I mean,
weird.
The concern there is that there are consumes in Shaggy's deck. So
Right.
you might not want to let the Frost just stick on armor for a bunch of turns and then just get it consumed for free.
That's true. What is the gold that Naglfar is pulling? Marina? Interesting.
Yeah.
So now we do see Phantom get developed. So we're gonna have a pretty late Egern. Maybe even like a last turn Egern. Or not last turn, but second to last turn.
I can see it. Naglfar into the Maruna.
So Yoink an Ethereal?
Probably.
Is that good?
There's no movement in Shaggy, right? So, I mean, worst case.
It doesn't. Yeah, I guess it's not really like.
It's not a
particularly
downside,
bad.
yeah.
You get some extra value off a couple units, maybe.
You can play your Wild Hunt Warrior on the range draw, have it transform.
Yeah. I imagine we're soon going to see this Wispus into Arrakis Nest. You could also use Natural Selection, but that can't be worth more than actually having your Ethereals go off.
Yeah. Looking like a
And
pretty big Werecat. And he's only got one more way to make a 1. So if this Werecat comes down now, there's only one more Ethereal transform.
True.
Now, he doesn't necessarily know that.
There could be potentially another, depending on where Lacerate spawns in Arrakis.
True. There's that 50-50 to worry about. But you can play the Werecat. You can just play the Werecat and not consume it, too. You can just hold on to the Thrives. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Because this thrives a bunch, too.
True. Werecat really putting up value here. I imagine now is the time for the Beast. We shall see, I suppose.
Yeah. There are selections in xCyBerZz's deck. Shaggy choosing to hold on to this Egern to the point where it is now within range of that card.
Yeah, that's true. However, assuming that xCyBerZz does in fact hold on to this Wildland Warrior for a little bit, and perhaps the Red Riders, it's likely this Egern does get answered and then eaten by Nozzrel.
Mm-hmm.
This does look pretty good for xCyBerZz, I gotta say.
It definitely does.
Plays the Beast on the back row to try and make sure it can't get moved into a dangerous spot.
Mm-hmm. Not using Leader Charge yet, since there's only going to be so many.
Could it be the
case
potential that Shaggy ends up playing Egern next to the Ethereal?
Potentially. Oh, we see Red Riders coming down.
Is that a spread? No, it's a targeted.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that there's no dominance or anything.
So this Beast is gonna be the card that gives the Wrath now, presumably. Yazriel's just a 9. Can't imagine that we wanna... Maybe we just want to take the Wrath. I don't know.
I mean, that is the most value this Wrath can play for still. Especially if you can just consider that your Eagle's gonna die too.
Yeah.
Ooh. Procs the Werecat early to prevent the Thrive and get the damage out so that it can't hit the Ethereals again. That is actually pretty great. Shaggy's just had his head in the game for both these series we've seen. And that's not to say xCyBerZz is some kind of slouch.
He does hit movement.
That is funny.
Seen all, and I am
Probably still takes it anyways. Just move
Oh,
like
definitely
Goliath into
takes.
there or something.
You move Azrael to the ethereal row.
Yep, that works too. That is better. And the correct.
Unfortunately, the Werecat's not there anymore, so we're not
We're
getting
not getting the
super value.
Uber,
But
yeah,
still
Uber's
huge.
super mega thrive.
This Yurgen's just so sad, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just take the wrath, right? Like, what are you hoping for? You hoping that he doesn't kill your Egern?
I mean, I think that's the plan once you didn't play Yigern earlier in the round. You just hope that his last card doesn't deal 1 damage.
Fair. But that, of course, would mean that he's now going to be filling up his row. Playing Goliath back row might have been a mistake in that sense.
Potentially. It would make the movement worth 1 additional point.
Yeah. Takes the 10-point wrath to avoid enabling the opponent's Azrael.
There is
somehow
no other Death Wish that he'd be saving this leader charge for, right? There's the 1 charge on the Detlef, and then you can consume the Yigern. There's no way to deny this Azrael.
True.
And there's no, like, trade-off either. Like, he's not sacrificing a Death Wish trigger because you killed the Werecat for him.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think that there's just too many points in xCyBerZz side.
Yeah.
Although this does mean the Egern sticks.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't probably change the outcome here, but
So what,
that's
this
a fun
Azrael
little bit.
plays for 8.
No, the Azrael still plays for 14.
Oh, right. Right, it only stopped the one side. Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
Less
it's
exciting.
still very much xCyBerZz game, but that was a fun little exchange there, you know, a little snippet of joy.
Yeah.
Nothing rivals skin of unicorn. Their hair, so silky.
All right, this is gonna be a
Big lacerate.
9-point lacerate plus 1 that puts him up 8 points. That's gonna be short by approximately 1 million.
Maybe he accidentally puts the Azrael on the wrong side of the ethereal.
Maybe.
Maybe it doesn't make a difference if he does that.
Nope. In fact, I think he should, just for kicks.
Gravesh in chat saying Shaggy just disrespected every card xCyBerZz has in his deck. Yeah, that was a weird round 3 to watch. I don't know.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, xCyBerZz pulling it out. Arrakis Swarm Ethereal just not having a good day. It was rough for Unforgiven, it's rough for Shaggy. It seems like his lineups might be winning despite that. Although, of course, he's in the loser's bracket right now.
Yeah. Felt some favor, try to play those out. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know, that round 1 pass felt kind of confident, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I get a
kinda
little bit of
figured that
quality
he
here.
was sure he would win a long round if he was taking that pass. Alright, so now it is 2-1 in xCyBerZz's favor, with only his Nilfgaard remaining to get through. xCyBerZz's Nilfgaard, incidentally, is a Imperial Formation Masquerade Ball list. It looks a hell of a lot like Saber's list, except it plays Fion and a Recruit over, I think, Bribery and a 5 provision card.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Dames are what it's missing. I'm not sure. But yeah, Masquerade Ball Spies, a lot of cards we've seen, but a pretty solid list.
We are into the game. Shaggy's Arrakis.
And it is the 3rd attempt with Arrakis Swarm to get through.
Oh. Medusi Glusty in round 1. Careful F4 press.
Oh yeah, calm. Just my left hand go around, and there's F4. Whew. didn't break everything today,
It's always so scary.
right? This is a weird hand for Cybers. It's got a lot of bronzes, but not really like any packages.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, a lot of bronzes in round 1 isn't awful, but
Yeah.
against monsters,
Well, it just got a lot better. There's Ramon. The thing is also having like 2 Magna divisions. It's like, alright, I guess this is great if one of them gets answered. Which they might.
yeah. So this ramen, I mean, there's no spies anywhere. He doesn't want the enforcers. This ramen's just like on Tortoise. He plays it round
Yeah.
1.
That's like some old classic Ramon stuff. Right? Like when
Oh,
that
man.
deck that who was it, like Wang ID made?
Yeah, the Wanged mid-range. That deck was
Am I
sweet.
getting pinged? Oh. I'll save this for later.
Oh, did you get the image?
Yep.
So Whispers in the Nat selection to answer the Magna Division, making a token. Second Magna Division coming down. So not so awkward. It worked out.
Yep. Fair. Anyways, here's Adrenaline Rush for a bunch of points.
Yep. Now Cyber's definitely on the back foot. Down 3
No
points even
Aristocrats
after
either.
the-
Literally cannot proc his Masquerade Ball.
Yeah.
This is looking like a loss uneven, and I don't know there's a lot he can do about it.
This is kind of unfortunate.
Is this how Arrakis Swarm gets through?
Possibly.
Let's have the opponent's hand be awkward enough in run 1. Play Adrenaline Rush, win round.
That has consistently been the issue with Arrakis, is just opponents being able to survive the push, and then things not going well
And then
from
you're
there.
like, wait, my leader is terrible. I mean, to be fair though, you queue up any monsters deck and you're like, well, guess I'm playing this leader.
Yeah, I've certainly had that feeling. I don't know. I like
That's
playing
literally
Gurney.
how Double Oberon started, because I'm like, I don't want to play any of these leaders. At least this one I get to play more Wild Hunt stuff.
Have you played Corinthian Cats?
You just make a bunch of werecats? No, I haven't.
No, Catapus. You use a Serquan with Corinthian.
Oh, I have not.
It's the best monsters leader combo. Anyway,
That's it.
we've got a game.
You want to lose to Felibor in literally 1 turn.
No, because it's 4 with a shield and 5 with a shield.
Oh, Carapace. Oh my god, I missed that part. I thought you were talking about Death's Shadow and just making do.
Oh
making
no,
a
that's
bunch of
terrible.
Shaggy.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Lose to a single Impera Enforcer. Yeah,
So we do see the ramen come down.
alright,
We
we're
do see
seeing
it
an
on
extra
Tortoise.
leader charge too to, I don't know, try and not lose to Egern on the spot.
Yeah, staying ahead of Yigern tends to be good. Now, Yigern plus 2 leader charges.
Yeah, that would do it. And it's not like those leader charges are even bad this round. Because you can always just Glusty.
Yeah. Now, if he does Glusty, there is that risk of Invocation, even though, like, we know Invocation's not in Cyber's hand.
I mean, does he even care about Invocation really? Like, when
On
you're using
Glusty
Ethereal, you're just eating them all anyways. And usually you're doing it like 1 or maybe 2 at a time.
Potentially.
Yeah, you got a 9-point Glusty warp, sweet.
You do get tokens on random rows with, like, Lacerate and Natural Selection, and there is still an Arrakis
That's
nest in
true.
this deck. Does go for Yigern plus 2 charges to stay ahead. Not letting Cybers out with this awkward hand.
Is this just gonna be like people playing cards and burning leader charges until both their leaders are gone?
Maybe.
It's like, let's say Cybers doesn't want to lose uneven.
I would assume that to be the case.
Well, it's running out of options.
I think what happens here is going to be a big turning point. Whether Cybers just wants to pass on.
Passes him by 3. Alright.
Magnus ticking.
Kind of out of good cards.
Yeah, he does have junk to play that keeps him ahead. And if he loses the round, he's gonna get bled no matter what, so... The difference between passing on 5 and passing on 4 is pretty non-existent, aside from round length in rounds 2.
True.
But he does still have to make the decision. Yeah, so Arbalist or Recruit likely the choices. Might want to save one or both of these Enforcers. He doesn't have Ramen anymore. And there's still
I mean,
natural
if there's
selection.
Shaggy's probably pretty confident there's no invo at this point because Igern is still hanging around. So
That's true.
could just even consume these with Endrega Warrior.
Yeah, I like that.
Opts for Night Wraith next to it instead. Going for the same kind of thing. I believe he's still ahead by 1.
Yep, just to play out your garbage. 2 bleed ticks.
Bring out your
Magnetic.
trash.
Out your trash.
Alright, let's see. We seen another trash bronze here?
I mean, that's all there is. There's trash bronzes and an expensive gold card that will do a great masquerade as a trash bronze.
Yeah, in fact, that's actually even the worst bronze.
It is right now the worst card in this hand.
Yep.
See Recruit coming down, boosting up the Arbalist.
This is gonna be what, like a 6-point Endrega. He's considering maybe using a leader charge.
Yeah.
Looks like he is.
Yep.
Use a leader charge on the recruit.
Wants to not
2
lose
leader
on
charges.
2 charges on the recruit. Okay. So this is Glusty.
Could be Glusty, because I don't think anything else gets him ahead. Certainly the Endrega Warrior doesn't. The Parasite is worth 7 plus 1, so 8-point Parasite puts him even, which is really down 3 or 4. So Parasite doesn't do it. Osriel has nothing to eat.
And I'm pretty
Except a
happy
magnet.
getting this Glusty Orb out of my hand in round 1 against the Invocation deck when I have Ethereal in my deck. Like, we've constantly seen this Glusty Orb be terrible in the 3rd round. And it's not like there's
Yes.
ones that you're trying to consume out of CyBerZz deck. You are just consuming your own units.
Yeah, and you gotta imagine that if we're seeing all these leader charges with trash bronzes, CyBerZz he doesn't really have a lot of gas in the tank.
Mm-hmm. Shaggy using another leader charge. Probably playing around something, but
We're getting
it's his
ping.
extra couple of points.
Where's this ping coming from? Team Leviathan Gaming. Alright, what's this ping about? Cast or chat?
They just pinged all the casters.
Oh.
You're good.
Apparently they are saying we could recast matches that are currently live.
We could. I don't know. It just feels kind of bad.
Yeah.
I'm cool to tap
'cause
out
they're like-
after this series if it's good with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they seem to be good on casters anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, as this goes on, there are going to be fewer and fewer matches to cast.
Exactly.
Yeah, this will be, also like, we've been at it for 5.5 hours.
Exactly. Yeah.
Might even take a nap. It'll be great. Never mind the fact that I've literally drank a liter of this green tea. Alright, so the win on even leading into a round 2 where Shaggy has everything except a Neuromancy and I guess Ethereal. And CyBerZz has lost the drawing lottery, shall we say.
He's got 2 aristocrats. We're good. We're good. That's all you need.
Yep, those can trade with Arrakis, Jen.
Man.
They can't even hit the Phantom.
Man, Shaggy's missing Ethereal. How unlucky.
Yeah, really rough time for Shaggy here.
Unbelievable.
I mean, like, does he probably cares to push because the only way he loses is in the long round. So, like, I don't know, you just drop Phantom and just, like, wait for him to do anything.
Yeah.
Phantom is like, oh, yeah, you could kill him with Vincent, I guess. That's a fine trade, though.
What else does... I guess Vincent can kill, like, a token that you buff up with Imlereth.
Or just, like, I don't know, something that you give spying with Fergus.
Yeah, true. I just think maybe it's a consideration to just, like, play Phantom as a 7-point card. Just play a click at same turn.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, this Amarith is just the game winner again. It's like, alright, good luck facing this.
Lots of tempo. Tough to come back from. This
There's
Azrael is also
literally
live,
no
too,
way
if
he
you
gets
need
ahead
more.
of this in one. God.
Man.
This
This is a gross
quite
game.
a spot to be in. Especially because, like, let's say xCyBerZz doesn't play Fergus here, right? Like, let's say if he plays Ball, Shaggy pass. If he plays Enforcer, he needs Parasite. And then you're literally just in the same position, but worse.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs Bomb Heaver when you can just make Ball terrible?
Well, I think we're gonna get to see a game 5 at least.
Yeah. I mean, Brothens, I guess, passes him.
Like, Shaggy's got a Heaver in his deck, too. He doesn't even have to force out the ball this round.
True.
He could just pass whenever and be a card up. Now, maybe he cares about, like, getting the leader out of him. The leader is representing 7 points, or his own leader is, 1, but...
Yeah. Maybe 3.
maybe 3. Oh, there's still a hero deck, true.
This Ness is worth 5, which puts him up 11 points. And I believe that a Brothens here would possibly get ahead, but that'd be a pretty big commitment.
Yeah. I mean...
He has to use his full leader if he wants to play something like Fergus. If he wants to stay ahead.
Full leader feels like the only
you
thing
wanna be.
like, keeping him in the game for round 3.
Right.
There's still a Usurper. Maybe. Usurper Brothens he can draw towards.
Yeah. Drawing Roderick if he doesn't have to use Ball in this round would be amazing.
True.
I mean, if he plays Ball, he dies, right? Like, that's it? That's just the game?
Yeah, there needs to be...
Alright, so we're gonna see...
So, does Azrael
use his
just
leader
2-0?
here? He does not.
Does Azrael just 2-0?
Yes. Azrael definitively 2-0s here. Of course, xCyBerZz, or Shaggy doesn't know if there's an Invo waiting or something.
Yeah.
Invo on Imlerith could be like the plan here or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bargas practically 2-0s.
That's true. I mean, yeah.
Like, Shaggy's gotta be looking at this and being like, what is even left?
He's mousing over the Azrael.
Do you just go for it? He does!
Yep.
Oh,
So
man,
that's
here
going
we go.
to be game.
Bold 2-0. There are just simply not enough points
As
now.
long as,
xCyBerZz
and
takes the pass.
xCyBerZz knows it. We are going to game 5.
Someone's saying he's bricked his own ball. Well, you kind of have to bluff that one. Like, if you don't bluff it, and you lose the ball and your card, You're and maybe even your leader too. It's just like, all right, what are you gonna do against this Azrael?
Chat's saying big balls, but I'm pretty sure that was the smallest ball we've seen all weekend.
Man, you're telling me it isn't the greatest thing that's ever happened to casting? So now it is 2-2 with Araka Storm finally getting through.
Incredible.
And this means that we are going to Game 5
It only
between
took-
xCyBerZz and Shaggy.
It only took the most unfortunate draws that we've seen
Yo,
for that Arrakis deck to get through. Oh,
I
man.
yeah, when you were like, man, Ethereal, I mean, it's more than just Gurney, it's Arrakis. I'm like, is it?
I mean, I still like the Arrakis deck. But
Yeah,
I also
you might
like
be
the
alone there.
I like the Death Shadow decks too, but no one seemed to have brought those this weekend.
What is the Death Shadow deck?
You either play Crones or you play like Kikimor Queen, and you just have Night Wraiths and like Arrakis Nest to make your Ethereal good.
Fair.
It's surprisingly reliable to just play like Night Wraith, a couple Consumes, and Draga Eggs, and Draga Warriors, and just be able to feed your Ethereal that way. You don't need a leader. You can just do other obscene things like Kikimor Queen them, or play like a heavy control package with Crones. I've liked those lists a lot.
Yeah. Do you ever purify your Ethereal and then resurrect it with Renew?
Purify my what?
Ethereal?
Oh no, I haven't done that.
I mean, someone like tries to lock it, you're like, nope, also it's coming back now.
I've purified my Veiled Ethereal to consume it with Mortart.
Fair. That is it's pretty good. Yeah, so we're gonna get started here in a minute. Very, very curious how this goes. We're now coming down to a Nilfgaard mirror. With again, we're seeing a strategic withdrawal versus Imperial formation.
Yeah,
I think
last
this
time we saw this matchup, the Strategic Withdrawal deck looked like it had a pretty big advantage in the mirror, being able to control the usurpers a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, and like, was Poison playing this yesterday, or was that a full mirror? With Semper, when everyone was playing garbage.
That was Semper versus
Poison, right?
Yes. Sounds right.
I seem to recall that also being a withdrawal versus formation match, and it was just like, oh, someone played Enforcers first. Well,
Yeah.
goodbye.
I remember being a little more complicated than just Enforcers first goodbye, but it did end up playing that the person that played the first Enforcers
The withdrawal played for a whole lot of.
So we've got Shaggy on blue. He's got Tortoise for a proactive play.
Yeah. That is better than the rest of his hand for proactivity.
Yeah.
Also, interestingly, running tactical advantage and not Jin Lamp, as Jin Lamp can often lead to a proactive Tourney Joust as an alternative starting move.
Yeah, I guess TA to protect the crossbowman in the mirror from Amnesty.
Could be, yeah, that'd be a pretty good use. We do see an Amnesty in xCyBerZz's hand. Also see Poison. There does not appear to be a cure for this one.
Nope. And for the follow-up, it still isn't very exciting, which is like Arbalest for bleed.
Yeah.
Man, once this poison happens, though, we're kind of far behind.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6-3 now. Once the bleeding goes fully, that is not great to be on blue coin with, or I guess 8-6 in some sense. Once you click the advantage.
Yep, immediately taking the poison.
Now, is the Theon here as a way to try and like stop some of the poisons, or other cards in general, maybe just protect the enforcers? It is kind of interesting inclusion. I guess there's also a ball, so maybe he's trying to protect against Fever.
Yeah, it's
like
gonna
in
be
our list.
weird. There's like Amnesty to worry about if you don't use the battle prep on it, and if you do use the battle prep on it, there's Vincent's.
There's like Vincent, yeah.
Gonna be interesting to see how that card gets played.
Now that is an interesting poison. Do we imagine it's going to like lead into like a Vincent or something? Oh no, never mind. He's got Brothens. He can copy the fangs and kill it. That's actually pretty good then.
Yeah, that's one way to get out. Sort of expensive, but I mean, you're on blue. Can't really. Not everything's gonna go your way.
Can't be too picky, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine we're either gonna see like Amnesty or Arbalest come down here. Might want to save Amnesty just to try and get those Ardfane crossbowmen, but
Yeah, because when you're playing Withdrawal, you don't have a way to play around the Amnesty on your crossbowmen. Basically, just have to. I imagine you're just gonna mulligan them in rounds 2 and 3 against
Right.
Amnesties.
yeah, I mean, I feel like this is pretty much got to be the Brothens to Informant. And to be fair, that does play for a lot of points, but it is expending a pretty valuable resource.
Yeah.
Brothens is a kind of a nuts card.
Yep, immediately. Well, not immediately, but after the rope starting. Immediately after the rope starts, there we go. Yeah, plays the Informant. Copies that Fangs, takes the poison, is up a solid 16 points, 15 points.
Kind of like 16, but no, it is 15 points. It's gonna be pretty hard for xCyBerZz to pass him here, so almost definitely a pass we're looking at. There isn't even that great of a way for xCyBerZz to take the round. I think his options are like.
You can. What?
Nope, I'm coming up with a blank. I don't know how he takes the round.
Yeah, nothing that starts with like Joust to target your bleeding unit gets there easily. You would still need. Was that 10? You would need 10 points?
Giving Shaggy first say in a long round 3 is just not what you want to do. One of those cases in which actually being the first one to move is kind of better than being the last one to move. Parrot Enforcers. Possibly looking to do something like Roderick into Yoink, although I don't think that's enough points.
Immediately shut down.
Yeah.
Now we are in the same spot again. Still no good Amnesty target. Joust now playing for 4 points instead of 5 points since there is no bleed for the shield to absorb.
Yeah, like if that crossbowman were 1 point lower, or that Brothens were 1 point higher.
Yeah, not even anything to line up the Amnesty with.
Yeah. I mean, Enforcers would have done an okay job of that.
Indeed.
Actually, I don't even know if it's worse to have first say or last say against strategic withdrawal in the mirror.
Yeah, like last play with strategic withdrawal ruins your usurper.
Ruins your usurper. Unless you have a way to like purify him or something. Or I guess maybe that's when you Fion.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you give them first say, they just drop double Enforcers and kill all your engines. Oh, well maybe they miss Enforcers, who knows.
Could happen, could happen. Oh, we're getting the rage from Specimen. Welcome everybody.
Oh, I heard the rage from Specimen, like, how dare you cast my game?
Oh, no.
I didn't expect that, but hey guys, I guess I should sit up and look proper now that, you know, the Specimen crew is here.
It's fine. You're in a closet. No one's expecting too much.
Am I? Do I have to give like the apartment tour and prove that I'm just in a small New York apartment? The Pabs did a whole illustration of it. It's literally my Twitch profile picture.
Okay, so we are going into round 2. Shaggy is... I mean, I imagine Shaggy just wants the long round, but... Maybe with first play here, you want to do your Enforcers stuff, but... I mean, you don't want to play the
Feeling
Fergus.
like a proactive crossbowman might be in the cards. Or
Yeah.
Arbalist.
Not
Nope,
even.
just decides for the mulligans. So this actually surprises me, and the reason it surprises me is
Joachim.
because... Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. I've started really enjoying playing decks that have a really hard time winning a dry pass, because I just like put all these spies in, so I'm like, yeah, my Joachim like always hits an engine or like a finisher. And then someone dry passes around too, I'm like, well, this informant and the infiltrator literally can't take it.
So, I mean, if you're playing the Joachim late enough, Arbalist isn't even a bad hit, given what cards are in the deck. Like, it plays for 6 if you just damage the Joachim. It's never
Yeah,
not
I
going to have that
guess.
target.
I guess there are actually worse targets in here. You could hit like all the Spearmen or Van Morlam Hunter, which could be pretty bad.
Yeah, it doesn't
Alright,
look
so
like there's going to be a lot of
Beyond
soldiers.
is not for this matchup, what we've seen.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's what we're doing with Theon.
Beyond is the worst card in that hand, apparently.
That is one way to play around both Amnesty and Vincent.
That Afan just absolutely loves showing up in Cyrus' hand. Gonna get a 20 joust in his place, keeping the joust. I guess to deal with the eventual enforcer that hasn't been copied by Ramon.
Yeah, potentially. There is no Moorbrand charges to keep them alive here.
Amnesty showing up into another Amnesty, which means this is gonna be a lot of things that Shaggy's gonna have to try and yoink.
Yeah, I mean, he's got enforcers to do it. So.
Keeps both Amnesties and kicks the other enforcer. That is interesting.
Yeah, you got enforcer pings. What can go wrong?
Fair. So we're gonna see an immediate enforcer being copied. Now the question is, how does Shaggy want to use these things? I imagine that Shaggy ideally wants to do that Fergus thing to steal all the usurper points at the end. I mean, that plays for approximately 1,000,000 points, which tends to be more than his opponents have.
There's a bricked Roderick in Mr. xCyBerZz's hand.
Oh. No, there isn't. He has invocation.
Hopefully.
Maybe he saves that invocation. No, because you have to last play usurper if you're trying to play around that. I don't even know. Shaggy could also just take the joust here and then amnesty that. Well, it's pretty hard to actually land the amnesty without doing it the same turn you're setting something up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
What are we doing here? Are we just...
What are we doing?
Counter-rammoning here? Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
The armor on these enforcers makes this...
Puts it in the same position for intimidation factor.
Ooh, uses the leader, okay.
So he is presumably not planning then for the Mega Yoink. As we're gonna now call it. I've decided.
Fair. Maybe the Mega Yoink, though, now is just having enforcers ping his opponent's enforcers and Mega Yoinking with Amnesty.
That is a pretty Mega Yoink. I mean, like, xCyBerZz can't play Enforcer now.
Yeah.
That's...
Remember we were
that's
saying
a good
that, like,
spot to be in.
first play mattered? I'm not too sure about that anymore.
No, maybe not. I mean, it might matter more if xCyBerZz could capitalize on it harder, like Shaggy can.
Mm-hmm.
Having 2 armored enforcers is the best counter to having 1 armored enforcer.
True.
Although,
Just like
man,
this first enforcer never kills anything.
there is a world in which xCyBerZz has double amnesty in hand, and his play now is Brothans into Mage Infiltrator.
Ooh. Is that Invo for
decided to go
Ramon?
for a second Ramon, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
That's makes the Roderick live. And now with no leader, he doesn't have to worry about like needing to save. I guess you can. No, this Vincent. So you just hold the Vincent for the usurper.
Is there reason to hold on Joachim right now? I guess maybe you don't want to give Vincent a bigger target, but I'm just taking a look at Shaggy's hand and trying to figure out what the best move would be. Maybe he actually just goes for ball.
Potentially. I mean,
Start setting up more engines.
If your opponent takes an early Vincent on something, then you get to play usurper and just sit on it, right? The thing that prevents you from doing that is the threat of Vincent.
True. That, and I guess you don't want to have Brothans just demolish your board. Like, you don't want to have Brothans just like roll on in and drop a mage infiltrator and have enforcers ping down the usurper. But
Yep.
that takes enough setup that I'm pretty sure Shaggy could stop it.
This is crazy. This is... Ugh. So what
This
now?
is literally both amnesties are live.
Yeah.
This is very early to call a match. This feels like Shaggy's game.
We can Roderick
I mean,
get the...
Like,
Oh,
you
no.
Roderick get the other one, and then that one gets set up too. Where do you win? This is gonna be like 5 enforcers for Shaggy and none for Cybers.
Yeah.
And none for Gretchen Wieners.
Oh, no. Yeah, these 2 pings don't even do anything. He gets to, like, knock the armor.
Off of an engine that's gonna tick twice more, which is the same thing as not. Oh,
Ooh, okay, boost it to 8.
and then get the other one yoinked. I don't see how this helped him.
Well, this one has 2 charges on it, and he didn't want to spend the charges.
That's true. That's true. I guess we could see Masquerade Ball, or this could just be, Yeah, fair. Those do help him play around it, but no, it does seem like we're just gonna see an amnesty come down.
Yeah, I mean, just establish your spy engines. Lets you, potentially play Fergus early if you want to.
And
Right now, Fergus plays
He
for...
still has 2 more pings that can potentially hit the other enforcer, so that enforcer has to be played late or get buffed up.
Yeah, this Enforcer in his hand currently can't be played.
Yeah. Unless he buffs it a couple times.
True, true.
But I don't know if that's what you want to be doing.
Nah, you might not need the loss or anything
He could
else.
also just take the Vincent here on the enforcer.
Yeah,
isn't
but
maybe
again,
the
then
worst.
you don't have an answer to the Usurper, and the Usurper last play with Fergus becomes a big problem.
Yeah.
Alright, that's what
He does do it though.
Okay.
Pretending like he has amnesty, maybe?
Yeah. There is still... He mulliganed the other Amnesty, right? Yeah. So the Amnesty's still in
Yeah.
this deck.
I mean, what Shaggy could do is just tourney joust the opposing enforcer and ping it once. Try and offer him an amnesty trade. I don't know if that would happen though.
You could also
'cause
just
I
tourney
assume
joust your
Cybers
own
just buff
Enforcer
it up.
game.
Yeah, could do that. Trade tourney joust.
Yeah. See what happens.
And if they trade 20 joust, then Masquerade Ball's live in a good way. You can actually start like setting things up and whatnot.
That is what he does. Now, does Cybers play the Joust, or does he just like take this window to try to establish the Enforcers or the Masquerade Ball?
Yeah, I mean it's not a great window for a lot of things, but yeah, here are the enforcers.
Yep.
Which are indeed gonna get buffed up and pull out off on.
So both players having 2 Enforcers in play. Huh.
Now, with this current enforcer down, you can't play usurper and sit on it because the threat of Brothans and Infiltrator killing your usurper is too high.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Man, what is the... Is this the turn you get the ball down? You don't want to play...
I feel like you have to drop ball here.
He does just play the
no, he's
Enforcer.
playing his enforcer.
So, not respecting the amnesty, I believe.
Yeah, I guess not. Does just eat a 20 joust, but that's still a trade up by 1
Yeah,
point
that's-
because of that guy.
Well, the
So
ping hit
yeah, I
armor,
imagine
but, yeah.
we see ball come down now. It is kind of running low on time for that. But yeah, the second amnesty actually being played around very well by Cybers, keeping both of his enforcers out of reach.
Definitely, definitely. And with these two enforcers, maybe these enforcers are the thing that prevents the usurper from being able to just come down and chill.
Yeah, as long as one of them has a charge, that does seem to be the case.
Finally see the ball.
Will that be responded to in kind?
I am not sure what else you would do. I mean, you could, I guess, take the Brothans, but...
Yeah, that doesn't seem fantastic.
eh.
So now we can see an amnesty on Thirsty Dame, though.
Ooh,
And that is
yeah.
pretty scary. Because that is points.
Yeah, that, well, does that trigger the enforcers?
It does. So he would be able to do something like Brothans to try and counter it out. But if he uses all of his pings for that, like if he uses all of his pings to deal with the Thirsty Dame, then the Usurper is free.
True.
And again, that last split Usurper pretty much makes xCyBerZz Usurper useless. Although actually no, sorry, I'm wrong. xCyBerZz has Fergus. He can always kill it with the enforcers.
Mhm. So here we've got the decision between Amnesty and Amnesty. I don't think you want to play anything else, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it does give the enforcers each a ping. We'll see if he takes advantage of that. This is definitely a very tight game, though. I was completely wrong to call it.
Yeah.
xCyBerZz playing better than I had accounted for.
Yeah, seeing the leader charges for the enforcers is really big. Being able to get both of them out of range. So is this the Brothan's turn? It's not getting... Oh, no, just take the Fergus now. Okay.
That is interesting. I kind of thought Fergus should be later, but I guess he can just
He can
keep
sandbag
enough
the charges
things hanging around.
Yeah. Yep. And he gets +4, so he's got 7.
Yeah. However, if Shaggy ends up playing Vincent this turn, there's no way to avoid the yoink, right? No, never mind, because the Enforcer itself gives 2 charges to each of them, so you still would be able to ping down a Usurper who sat around.
Yeah, you need to be able to... Well, you could kill... You could poison an Enforcer. The person that currently has 3 charges.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, so you would be able to then kill it by doing that. And it's not like there's some sort of like double aristocrat play where you could one turn bang out the Usurper here, particularly because it is Veil.
Yeah. The only question I have other than that is there enough points with this line? Because this poison is playing for 11, and he is already up a fair amount. Okay, maybe not.
I think it is, yeah.
Maybe not.
The
Masquerade
remaining
Ball's
ticks
crazy,
on ball
man.
were pretty huge. Yeah, Masquerade Ball is pretty wild. These lines have just been like so intense. Every single card and the exact time you play it seems to be like crucial here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are xCyBerZz, do you now use your Brothans to create a Dame?
Oh,
Is that
man.
the best line? Dame playing for 6? Yeah, I think only 6 points. But I think that's still the most, right?
Yep.
Have I something in my teeth?
Poison there. Use the pings from the poisoned enforcer. Now we can play Usurper, not click it, kill the
8.
8.
Yoink everything back.
Yeah, and his opponent's
approximately $1 trillion.
Yeah. I feel like this is enough, but
I think it is, yeah. Gets another couple of points there from assimilating an agent, leading by 20, but not actually 20.
this round
Fake
was
20.
crazy. This round was so crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad this got to be our last one. This has been pretty intense.
My rule will be righteous.
He presumably attempts to yoink back, knowing
How-
that his fate is sealed.
I mean, this is kind of close, right?
24 point swing off of those, plus the 13 from Fergus, which is 37 points. Yeah, I think. Wait, is that a tie? No way.
I mean,
I invade. These I sign a treaty with.
no,
it's
no,
not.
okay. Wow.
Whoa, my
A
god.
2-point
By 2
game.
points.
And people were saying Nilfgaard Resident Sleeper. That was one of the best rounds that I've seen this tournament.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. Really well played by both of them. Shaggy just
Wow.
eking out the win by, oh my god, the slightest margin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the chat goes wild.
Blase just wins it anyway. Yeah, but there was so much more going on there. Like the timing on the Vincent, the timing on every card that got played, cascaded down the rest of the rounds. Like if he holds on to that Vincent, that usurper play is not possible at the end.
Yeah, and that of course means that that Shaggy gets an additional like bunch of points with amnesty threat over the course of the round, and that I mean
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was better the other way.
Yeah, like, ugh.
Also, just want to point out that taking the informant to copy the Dame and popping the Masquerade Ball with Brathens a turn early meant that there was no additional ping from the what is that card called? The Artfane Crossbowman. So that would have been a 3-point difference instead of 2.
Maybe one player had a chance to like fill their row, so one of the usurpers was bad. One and or both of the usurpers were bad. And that could be the 3-point difference. Where Shaggy just gets one fewer operative.
Could be. Although if Shaggy plays Usurper first,
It's a totally different game again, right?
no. If Shaggy plays Usurper first, then the other Usurper just doesn't pull it back. It's the same thing, I think. Right? Like if Shaggy ends up filling the row of Cybers, right, with his Usurper by playing it first.
I'm saying they fill their own row.
Um.
So one of the usurpers can't make 2 tokens.
Oh, I see. So like if Cybers filled his row by playing Usurper.
Yeah. One of the tokens won't spawn.
But did it before Shaggy played his.
Yeah. Like there's so many little things that could have gone different that game.
Yeah, true. Although what okay, so actually I don't think that would have worked, and here's why. I think there's probably something low enough on that row that that Shaggy can then ping down something else by playing Fergus, and then play Usurper and yoink everything back. And if Shaggy plays Usurper first, it doesn't matter if the row gets filled.
Possibly. Yeah, you might be right. But he needed to play... He had to play the Fergus after the Usurper.
Only if the other Usurper was not already down.
Sure, sure.
Or hadn't yoinked back, rather.
Yeah.
Right, because like he has to yoink back so that the Usurper doesn't spawn anything. But if he does that, then it's too early, probably.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, man.
This all sounds like it could be right, but that's kind of what made that game so cool. There's so many.
Yeah,
it feels like there were a lot of different ways that could have gone.
Yeah, that was definitely if there's ever been a 5-head game.
Yeah, definitely.
That was it. Sorry, finals, you're just not as special. So yeah, that means that Shaggy is making his slow way through the losers bracket.
Yeah, let's take a
On to losers round 3 of 6.
one more look at this bracket. That is the wrong scene. There we go.
Bushy is now in the semifinals against either Unforgiven or Movius.
Is Bushy gonna win another TLG tournament?
That would be the funniest thing. TLG recruiting him just so that they can have one of their own members win their tournament,
Incredible.
right?
Yeah, so next there's going to be Gruvesh against Shaggy one, right?
Yeah, Shaggy.
Yeah, Gruvesh against Shaggy.
Before I forget, here's a Discord link that I can send you on Discord where the link is.
Wow.
That was a weird way of saying that. Anyways, there's that.
Oh god. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Gotta Photoshop faces on the Nilfgaard cards.
Yeah. So this is why we might be a team that supports supports Nilfgaard, to the ire of Reddit and Megetta.
Okay.
But yeah, that was pretty great. I guess we should probably tell Shadow we're probably looking to dip, as it seems like waiting around for 3 hours to get another cast might be
Yeah.
suboptimal.
But yeah, chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Day 2 was a lot of fun. Faster paced too. There didn't seem to be quite as much downtime. Yeah, the cast is gonna be done here.
Alright, so Shadow's saying we're good to dip. So
Perfect.
cool. Well then guys, thanks so much for stopping by. This was a ton of fun.
Indeed. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Not really, no.
Okay, same. All the games that we've casted today will be up on YouTube shortly. I think yesterday's games are going to be going up in about 12 hours, and then I'll try to get today's games up shortly after. Yeah. Who should we host? I guess we host Shaggy, since he's streaming.
I mean, should we host a streamer and not a caster?
I mean, Shaggy just played this wonderful game. I feel like he deserves the viewers.
That's fair. Alright, Shaggy. Have fun with this.
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys same time as normal, and, I mean, see Johaggis around. He's in chat occasionally.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.